For today's cup of coffee, we're doing a little bit better than we were the other day. Not a lot.
Suds.
Don't get the suds, kids.
Haven't gone to the doctor, haven't scrubbed the toilet yet.
What?
Remember the suds?
Oh, the suds. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. No, I refuse.
Stay with the breath.
Well, it took me a minute. Because suds, it affects your brain. It really does.
That means we need to rewatch that episode.
Yes. Yes, it does. Anyhow, speaking of brains and things affecting brains, from Daily Mail, by Caitlin Tilley, January the 27th of 2023, scientists have developed a brain implant that is thinner than a human hair and would allow you to use social media with your mind.
That makes my brain itch.
Like we need that.
That makes my brain itch. The thought of a hair on my brain.
That is disturbing, isn't it? The highly experimental chip.
I got the chills.
The highly experimental chip is designed for paralyzed or mute patients or people with paralysis who cannot use their limbs to communicate via a computer.
Well, that's different.
Right. But it could also allow healthy people to use social media with the power of their mind alone.
Don't give it to them.
It differs from the brain implant created by Elon Musk's company because the procedure is less invasive and the chip sits on the surface of the brain rather than in the tissue. That's disturbing. The implant, called the Layer 7 cortical interface, is a strip of flexible, thin film material like a piece of Scotch tape. Scotch tape on your brain. It should have been duct tape. That holds a lot of things together.
No!
The strip has electrodes on it and has a thickness
shocking your brain
that is 1/5 of a human hair, which helps it conform to the brain's surface without damaging any tissue. To implant the device, surgeons make a very thin slit in the skull and slide it in as if they were putting a letter in a box.
Do you know how thin that thin slit would be? That's for a thick skull.
It says Precision CEO Michael Major told CNBC the slit is less than a millimeter thick, which means patients do not even need their head shaved to put it in.
Yeah, but there's still a hole in my head. There's still space for something to get in there.
He said, quote, "I think that's a big advantage compared to technologies that require, for example, a craniotomy, removing a significant portion of the skull, which takes a lot of time and has a lot of risk of infection. I've never met anyone who wanted a hole drilled into their skull," end quote. Was it trepanation? Where they drilled holes in the skulls to let out evil spirits?
Because the hole in the head gives the troubles more space.
Yeah. Some people swear by it.
No.
I mean, seriously, I have heard of people in, recent maybe it was a couple of decades, that still were proponents of that.
I think the fuck not.
The device works by collecting brain signals, interpreting them, and outputting commands to a connected machine depending on the brain signal received. Because scientists can easily increase the number of electrodes on the strip, it could be used to treat other neurological conditions. The implantation is also reversible if patients change their mind. The device has successfully decoded brain signals in animals, and Precision hopes to get FDA approval to test the implant in humans in the next few months. So something else that's highly disturbing there, something else that is probably hackable. Now, do we really need social media going directly
I'm
into
not
the brain?
going into Mirror's Edge, thank you very much.
Because that's what all this is leading us to.
I'm not going into Mirror's Edge.
And as far as these people claiming that certain
I don't
procedures,
got the body to be a runner.
some of these people that are claiming that some of these procedures are reversible, and only to find out later that they're not.
I don't got the body to be a runner. I don't got the stamina to be a runner.
No, not with the suds. We don't. I couldn't even on a good day. I would just make sure it's clean shot.
So we could not survive. Realistically, we could not survive Mirror's Edge.
No, I wouldn't want to.
Doing all that parkour and shit.
I wouldn't even want to. Anyhow, as far as FDA approval, I thought they were doing away with some of that shit. I thought they were just going to go ahead and
what happened to that?
do whatever
Also, why is the food along with the drugs?
Right.
That should be a whole other thing by itself.
because that has been another agenda, totally, completely. We've known that for a long time. But as far as, I thought they were skipping animal trials and just going to human trials on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
No shit. I wish that were conspiracy theory. That's conspiracy fact. We got a whole lot of stuff. The people owes us apologies, not just us, particularly, but anybody who has been called a conspiracy theorist over the past several years.
And monies.
By shit, they owe us, well, monies would be nice, but they do definitely owe us apologies. At what point do people wake up and go, oh, hell, this is really going on?
I mean, that's when they do. They peep up. They peep up like those prairie dogs. They look up when they should.
But did they go back down into the cubicles because they don't want to deal with reality? It is very much like the Matrix, and where that one guy got out of the Matrix and wanted back in, as long as it was according to his conditions, and then sold out the other ones.
Yeah.
There's a few, I think that they're calling it the 1% of the 1%. Mm-hmm. That these are reptilians. They are not our friends. They do not like the humans.
Have you watched Riverdale?
I don't think so.
Is it Riverdale, or I don't know if it is Riverdale.
What is it what was it about?
It had the Illuminati in it. It was a 90s show, and they literally said, see us back in 25 years, and then 25 years later, they came back.
Huh.
Redid the show. For one season.
I'll have to look into that. I never have watched that last Kubrick film. What was that? Was it Eyes Wide Shut? Was that the one?
Yeah.
I never have watched that one yet. And I need to. And I don't know exactly why I have been putting it off. I think it's one of those, I don't want to watch it while you're in the house. There's some things that Kid and I do not watch around each other. We just don't. It makes us uncomfortable.
We don't talk about. We don't.
Yeah, watch, because it's Kid.
Listen to.
It's
Kid and parent.
Yeah, it's crossing boundaries on some things.
Yeah.
So there are certain spaces that are still sacred in our world. But no, brain implants, all that stuff, and then people getting chipped because they don't want to keep up with their keys. Of course, that story that we had yesterday where the girl stuck the key in her face, maybe she does need to have a chip.
She deserved that.
No, maybe she does need a chip.
She needs a chip. She needs something, because she obviously needs an upgrade.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe it's...
People like me need to go back to school.
Some people. But I'll tell you, and the chipping thing is really, really scary, except in certain circumstances. And if you've got somebody that has Alzheimer's or something like that, and that it's wandering, that they will go out of the house, they will get lost. There's other circumstances with that too. So I don't know that chipping a person is necessarily bad.
That's the thing, yeah. But that's the thing. Does the bad outweigh the good?
If you've got a loved one that has dementia and you don't know where they are, that's pretty damn bad. So, in circumstances like that,
yeah.
I mean, hell, you chip pets to know where they are.
Yeah.
And I actually had spoken to an attorney, it's been quite a few years ago, and they were talking about the ethical considerations on that. Well, if you've got somebody that is not in their right mind, then why would you not?
Right.
And I think at that point, because it has been several years, that no one had really approached them about that.
Yeah.
Of course, I've approached people about many things and was ahead of my time on it.
Yeah.
Whether I needed to be or not.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. Oh, and I was going to say, if you hear that low rumble in the background, because noticed in the video that we did yesterday, I'm like, what is that? And we have an electric heater, so I'm sure we forgot to turn it off again, so that's where you're getting that noise.
I was like, where did I put my drink? It's in the other room.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right. Final thoughts on this one?
I don't want that in my brain. That makes my brain itch.
Yeah. They always make it sound good on paper that this is what we're going to do with this. This is going to help people. And that would be great if they were doing it solely for the purposes of helping people.
It's the knowing that they're using it for the bad. That's what's keeping me away from allowing it to do the good. Mm-hmm. Even though I know it will help people, I know it will be used a lot more to harm.
Sure.
So I don't want that. Was
it a video? It was some kind of video we had watched where this person had some kind of an implant and it was all this computerized whatever. It was screen function on everything that she looked at, everything she did, and that included social credit score. Mm-hmm. Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
As far as did she have enough credits to ride a bus or
Black
whatever.
Mirror?
I don't think it was that. It was some short video or something.
That sounded like...
I'll have to go and watch Black Mirror at some point.
That was a lot like an episode of Black Mirror.
It may have been. I don't know. But it was chilling. Any of this stuff is chilling. Mm-hmm. This goes into that transhumanism, and Musk is a huge component of that. There's other people. It's like, oh, it'll be the next, step in evolution. Hell no. It will be the next step in controlling and enslaving humanity. Again,
yes.
The reptilians are not our friends.
No, they are not.
So, link to the article will be in the description box. Email will be in the description box. If you've had experiences with paranormal, supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, give us your thoughts on the AI and the chipping and the scotch tape on the brain. And it's cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com.
And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all, and have a good.
Yeah, and we'll see how me sitting in a different position from the microphone does, because the other one, damn, I had this iron lung sound going on. It was this heavy breathing, and I thought, God help. At some point, we'll figure it out. No,
that's creepy as fuck.
It is creepy, but I was just like, God, that's horrible. That sounds horrible, but I didn't have the energy to do it again. Usually these are one take wonders, and that's it. What you get's what you get.
It's fine.
Yeah. Know that you're loved.
Yeah.
And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next
Yes.
Bye.